How do you get to the 10th dwar being open? 9 doors have to close. 10th opens up. No darwaje 10th dwar pujo gyani e vichar. However, for the 9 to close, what do you need to go ahead and balance? Prana, pavan, bone. Okay? What is the difference between hava and prana? Can anyone tell me? Life energy. Excellent job. What does that mean? Are you a Jedi? Right? What is it? Okay, it keeps you alive. You ever have a bad day? Right? Everything feels wrong? Why does that happen? Because your prana is not what? Balanced. Right? How come we get diseases of the prana is imbalanced? How come you feel after a massage? Where the prana wasn't getting to, they basically go ahead and they get it to those places. They bring blood to there. So what happens is when we do not do Sahasrara Simran, the prana doesn't balance. What happens is the pavan doesn't balance, and then all the diseases of the body begin. Okay? Prana, this life breath, this life energy, it comes from who? Who gives you prana? Right, so let's back up. What did we learn yesterday? Who made everything? Waigu, good job. Okay? How did he make it? Through the sound of what? I said, Ong Gurmukh Kyo Akara. No, I'm not just singing for the sake of singing. In Gurbani it says, this is not Geet, this is what? Brahmgyan. This is knowledge of how to meet God. Okay? It says, Ong Gurmukh Kyo Akara. What does that mean? Ong Gurmukh Kyo Akara. How did God make everything? How did he bring it all into form? Through what? Through Ong. This Ong Shabad. Okay? Through the sound of Waiguru's voice, everything is created. Let me ask you a question. Does sound move in a vacuum or does it need a medium? What's that? Hold on. What is it? Sound. If I go into space and I start screaming, can anyone hear me? You've never been to space before, right? Okay. Let's go with an example we can understand then. Okay? You ever go underwater and try to talk? Okay? Wow. When we were kids, we used to do that. We'd go to the swimming pool, then we used to try to talk, right? Okay? When we go ahead and we speak, can anyone hear us? No, you can hear a little bit of sound. Why? Because water is not a good medium for what? Sound. What is the best medium for sound? We're using it right now. Well, air. Okay? Now, if the first thing Waiguru made was Nam, what did he have to make at the same time? Oven. Then what came next? Pani. Right? Water. Then came what? Agan. Fire. Then came Tharti, which is earth. Then finally the last thing is what? Akash. Space. These 5 thoughts, were they sukham or physical? Both. Let me explain. The mind is made out of 5 physical thoughts or 5 sukham thoughts? Sukham. Sukham means subtle. You can't see it with your physical eyes. Let me give you an example of something that's sukham. When you go ahead and you go to sleep at night and you see someone in your dream, is that physical or sukham? Right? Okay. Now, this body is made out of what? 5 thoughts, right? Is it physical or sukham? Physical. Okay? Now, the 5 thoughts, they have 2 forms, 2 roops. We say roop when we mean form. Body has physical form of 5 thoughts. That's one root. The 5 thoughts have 2 forms, right? One is this physical form. The second root of the 5 thoughts is the sukham form. Let me give you an example. Have you guys ever seen a rainbow before? Okay. How come we don't see rainbows all the time? This light is sukam. You get the light from here, right? Inside the light is all sukam thoughts. When you refract it the right way, what happens is you see a rainbow. All the thoughts are right over there. You see all the different colors. When you see these sukam thoughts, when you do Simran and you come along the chakras, what happens is because your body in Gurbani, it says it's built on 6 chakras. Right? What's the quote? It says, what is it?
So
just say the quote. Okay, that's one quote. The other one is Chegar, Chegur, Cheuddesh, right? It says in Gurbani, it only actually mentions one of the chakras, but it mentions that it's all on 6 chakras. In Gurbani, it only talks about the Muladhara, right? Yeah. It talks about Agya chakra too, right, which is right up here, but it uses a different word for it. It's called Nijpad, right, over there at that time. So, over there, these 6 chakras, the pran goes through all of them, okay? When the pran goes through them, some of you, when you close your eyes, what happens? First you see red, then you see orange, then you see like green, then you start seeing blue, then you start seeing purple. Does this ever happen to anyone? This is all Harchandori. It's all the Sukam thoughts, right? So what happens is we get stuck in there. Why? Because what's the body made out of? 5 thoughts. Both physical, and because there's pran up and down these 6 chakras, what happens is you see these Sukam thoughts too. Ira, Pingla, and Sukamana. These are the 3 major nadis in the body. They meet in 6 places. Okay? And this makes the 6 chakras. When we die and our gund opens, there's a knot right at our Muladhara. When we go ahead and we die and our Sukam Sharir, that means our subtle body and our physical body separate, at that time, when that gund opens, okay, there's a knot right there, it opens, then all of the 6 chakras fall, okay? This is called Bimalnadi in Gurbani. What happens is each of the elements begin falling on one another. You hear that death video? Who wants to know what happens at death? Who doesn't want to know? You don't want to know? Okay, good. Okay, then we won't. Can I tell you something? There are 2 ways to teach. One is through fear, and one is through love. My preference has always been through love. I don't like to teach through fear. The reason why is because what happens is, what if something scares you more? Right? Then what happens is, then all your faith is gone. When you love, it means that you have a chance. Just because you love, and you love something else, doesn't mean that you still lost any of that love. The funny thing about fear is then you lose more, right? When you go ahead and it's in fear. So, here's the thing. You know, there's this video over there. It's actually, it follows everything in the Gurbani, pretty much almost 95% what happens at death, okay? Over there, this young lady, she saw the video. She couldn't even use the bathroom for a whole day. I said, why did you get so scared? She said, someone, she goes, I know it's true, right? It's all written in the Gurbani. Who dies? Is it the physical body that dies, or is it the man that has to go through the journey of death? It's the man. The choice over here is it doesn't really go through death. It goes through the cycle of life. And you just go through the cycle of the Junes. It's not even life, right? Real death is when you do what? I've been saying it all weekend. Yeah, Semar. Okay? What happens is when this gund opens up, you know, there's a lot of things we haven't covered, like who Dharmraj is, who Chitragupat is, how the mind is there, how a lekha is given. I'll give you an example. Everyone has heard of a lekha. Who hasn't heard of a lekha before? So there is an account of every breath that you spend, okay? Now, when you go ahead and you look at that account, where is that account written? First thing we said is, where are your karmas written? On your what? On your mind. In Rajagun, Satagun, Tamagun, each element is connected over there. The first one is pavan, that's with rajagun. Tamagun is with fire. With water is satagun. The leka is sukham. So, who is giving you your pran? Everybody pay attention. Who's giving you your pran? Okay? Now, everyone close your eyes. I want you to feel from where you're getting your breath. Find the spot where you're breathing from your nose. Find where exactly you're sucking in your breath. See how it's like maybe like 3 or 4 inches right in front of you? Everyone look. It should be like right in this spot, about right here. Everyone see that? Right? Try to put your dhyan there and feel your breath just coming in and out. Who's giving you the breath? Waheguru. In whose presence are you in when you find the breath? Do you know God is so close? Right? It's that close. Now the question is, do you want to see it or not? When the breath is gone, what happens? This life is done. It's finished. I don't even want to say die anymore. Your life is finished over here. You go on to the next June. Who here is going to die? This is everybody here. So are we going to take anything with us when we die? If you get to Nam, you will take it with you. Will you take anything that's physical? Okay? So what happens is when we don't want to learn about death, we don't want to know the true story then. Right? So we shouldn't be afraid. You know, you're always afraid of the things you don't know. So wouldn't you like to know? Right? At least you know. Do me a favor. Maybe load up the video. We'll do a little Simran. We'll see how everyone likes it. And if they still don't want to see it, then we won't show it.
It's not scary. It's not scary.
It's really scary. It's scary if you don't do Simran, right?
Yeah.
It's the worst when it's animation, right? You know, over there, and he'll give all the quotes in the Gurbani. Can I tell you something? You know, I have a friend. He likes to scare everyone. He says, it says in Gurbani, it says, if you're not scared, right, then you're not going to do bhakti. The thing is, you've got to do both, right? Hand in hand. So what we're going to do is, we just had some lunch. Let's do some Simran first, right? Who here doesn't know how to do Simran? Raise your hand. Everyone knows how to do Simran? Okay. We got a lot of new people, right? So, okay. First thing is Saskra Simran. Why do we do Saskra Simran? You have all this pran, all this pavan, okay? It's imbalanced. There are 72,000 nadis in the body. Gurbani tells us about these 72,000 nadis. They basically go ahead and mirror all your veins. And over there you have life energy, you have pran. When we get sick, when we can't stop our thoughts, it's because what happens is the pran gets stuck. So like, for example, you guys are exposed to more because you live in Vancouver, but like in Chinese medicine, like they'll go ahead and they'll do like, they take like a comb and they move it over, they'll open up your capillaries, you know, there's Ayurvedic massage, all these things. It's basically to get the pran moving. If you know how to do Sanskrit, Sasas, and Rom Rom, you won't need it. Why? Because the mind can come into sage automatically, you save a couple bucks, and you'll also get liberation, right? What happens is everything will open up. All your nadis will be there, all diseases of the body will go away, right? Everything will be there. That's why in Gurbani it says, what is this, simmer? No, to not, to get rid of all the diseases. Yeah.
In Gurbani, the Gurmukha Pandasari Bhattarajan Nadiyan hai, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਭਰਨਾ ਬਿਖ ਭਰਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਮਾਰਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ 10 ਬੈਰਾਗਨ ਮੋਹ ਬਸ ਕੀਨੀ ਪੰਚੋ ਕਾ ਮਿਟਣਾ ਉਹ सतर दोए परे अमृतसर बेखो को मार कटाओ.
So all the poison gets extracted, right? So when we do Saskara Simran, what we do is we take a small break in the breath. Okay? What that means is we do a small pause. We go, Ra, hold it, Guru. We have to listen with our physical ear. Like right now, who's listening? Is it our physical ears or our mind? Our mind uses the physical ears to listen. But a lot of you guys tune me out. The ears still hear it, but what doesn't hear it? You should be so good that I don't need to speak. You can still hear it. Whatever I'm saying is just mind to mind. Because everything is mind. Okay? Does that make sense? So when we do Simran, we go, Wa, pause, Guru. Wa, Guru. We want our mind to listen. Right behind the eyes are the ears. You just listen with your mind in that spot. The mind sits behind the eyes. I want everyone to listen. When we do Kirtan, somebody asked me, they said, man, sometimes it's too fast. How come we do it that fast? We do it that fast because what's the problem? The mind is going that fast. So we're basically trying to beat the mind. Right? Mind is a subtle thing. How can you beat it? Very difficult. Right? The only way to do it, Gurubhati says, is through Guru Mantra Jap. Okay? So let's go ahead. Let's begin Guru Mantra Jap. Eyes stay closed, body stays still. We're going to do it together. Wa Guru. Let's do a few minutes. Wa Guru. 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 Guru. Wa Wa Guru. Wa Guru. Wa Guru. Wa Guru. Wa Guru.
Guru, Vai, 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 Guru, Vai,
Vai, Guru, 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 vai, Guru. Wah, Guru, 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 Wah, Guru. Wah, Guru, 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 Wah, Guru. Wah, Guru, Wah, Guru, Wah, Guru, Wah, Guru, Wah, Guru, Wah, Guru, Sage, Wah, Sage. Why did you cut out? Okay. We're going to do a really quick jupti before we can begin getting into things. There are 4 stages to Simran that you guys have to understand. And we're going to practice 3 of them. Your goal is to get to the 4th. This is to teach you how to close the Nodra Vacha. Okay? First one is you have to do Bekri Bani. You do it out loud. Wah, Guru, Wah, Guru, like Mel did. Second stage is Madhma. Madhma is when we whisper it. Wah, 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 Wah. So it's Asa Simran. Right? Can everyone just do it with me really quick so we know it? If anyone has any questions about it, then you guys will know it. Close your eyes. Let's do a little bit of Madhma so you guys are aware. Is everyone clear on that? You know, some people, they don't do the japna for various reasons. They may have a throat issue, jaw issue, whatever it is. I really encourage you to do the madhma part of it because it's just almost like a whisper. And the reason why is that it helps teach you how to separate from the breath I want everyone, if you just open up your jaw like this, okay? Everybody just open up your jaw. And now all I want you to do is breathe through your mouth. Eyes closed, just focus on your breath. Any thoughts? Notice how quickly that worked? What's the first thing you do when you go to sleep? You open up your mouth, right? You shut off the lights. Thanks. So what's the first thing that you do when you go to sleep? You do what? Open up, right? When the Ira and Pingla have been balanced, then what happens is, and you breathe through the Sukaman channel, okay? You're just basically, essentially, you bypass the Ira and Pingla, and then you're just breathing through the Sukaman channel. This is in Madhma Bani, it's also in Sasas, okay? This is how we learn how to separate our mind from our breath. So we learn how to die, so that when we die, we know what is going on. Every night when we go to sleep, it is really the process of death that takes place. Every night when we go to sleep. We just have to understand where we go and how we're coming back. Now, when you do Sasa Simran like that, you go. Okay, when you go ahead and you do Madhma like that, are you using your physical ears to listen and still have your mouth open to speak? Yeah, no, the Raja are still open. Now, if I went ahead and I'm like, Wah, Guru, really, really loud, okay? Now I want everyone to close their eyes. The loudest you can possibly say it. I want it that loud in your head. Okay? So everyone, get set. Really, really loud. Go now. Bam. No, not physically. Sukham. So keep your mouth. Everyone, okay. Everyone, eyes closed. Body still no. I must have given bad directions. Can I tell you something? There was a guy one time. He's like, "Oh man, these students are all bad. I tried to teach them for 9 years." I go, "Is the problem the students or the problem the teacher? You taught them 9 years and they haven't changed. The problem is the teacher, not the students." Okay? So if I didn't if you didn't get it, it's because I didn't explain it properly. Okay? Here's the thing. It's loud. You heard those drums. You know what it's like. I don't need to scream it. I want you in your head to do it the loudest you possibly can. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. I want you to do it as loud as you possibly can. Get ready, set, go. Antargat, loud. Could everyone hear it? No, the Raja open, closed. Closed. Okay? When you hear the Shabad in the Sun and you hear the Anhad Bani, then for sure the 9 will be open because your mind will not leave. Right now we still get distracted. If I started doing something weird or I started talking, no matter how loud it was in your head, some of you would have gotten distracted. That means no, the Raj is open. You got to learn how to just make the mind sit that loud inside. That's how you do the Antargat Simran. Is everyone clear on that? Any questions? Okay. So we're going to do Bakery Bani. We're doing like 10, 15 times. Then we're going to do Madhma Bani. Okay. I'm going to whisper. You guys have to whisper. I have a microphone, so I shouldn't be able to hear any of you. It's all whisper. And then finally, the third stage is Antargat. I'm going to go, I'll walk you through those 3 stages. Okay? Everyone, let's close our eyes. Let's begin. Bakery Bani. Wa, Guru, Wa, Guru, Wa, Guru, Wa, Guru, Wa, Guru, Wa, Loud antargat. Basanti. Bakery. Ovar. Guru. 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 Madma. Loud antargat. Ovar. Guru. Ovar. Guru. Ovar. Guru. Ovar. Guru. Ovar. Guru. Ovar. Guru. Loud Antargat. Oh, Guru. Oh, oh, Guru. 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 Sage. Padma. Oh, Guru. 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 Guru. Oa, Guru. Oa, Guru. Oa, Guru. Oa, Guru. Madma. Nin face seja ai, nin the face seja ai. Okay, Akraba Apagavaya. Okay, Akraba Apagavaya. Seja Aya. Need the base seja Aya. Yoga Gaya Prabha Apagavaya. Need the base seja Aya. Yoga Gaya Prabha Apagavaya. Yoga Gaya Prabha Apagavaya. Gravani tells us we are suffering from a disease. The disease is our ego. We live in home when we are in what? 1 month, 4 months. 1 month. Gurmani says, for all my diseases to end, for all my pain and suffering to end, why do you put an end in me? Shri Manna Prasanti. There came an end, right? This is the beginning. When all your thoughts stop, this is called Sukh. When you reach Vaheguru and you speak to Nirankar, this is in the Sehajghat, where Vaheguru himself will put Amrit Ras in your mouth. You want to meet and speak to Vaheguru? You have to get to the Sehajghat. Rog gaya prabh aap gavaya. 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 In the face of Sehajgar aaya. 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 रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरे भाई रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई अमृत नाम माय प्यारी अमृत नाम माय प्यारी अमृत नाम माय प्यारी अमृत नाम माय प्यारी रोग गया प्रभ आप गवाया 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 In the face of the Sehajgar aaya 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 रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरे भाई रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरे भाई अमृत नामृत माय अमृत नामृत माय प्यारी अमृत नामृत माय प्यारी अमृत नामृत माय प्यारी नानक गुर पूरे सरनाई नानक गुर पूरे सरनाई नानक गुर पूरे सरनाई नानक गुर पूरे सरनाई जिन अपने नाम की भेज रखाई जिन अपने नाम की भेज रखाई जिन अपनी नाम की भेज रखाई जिन अपने नाम की भेज रखाई ओ लोग गया प्रभाप गवाया लोग गया प्रभाप गवाया लोग गया प्रभाप गवाया लोग गया प्रभाप गवाया In the face of the Sehajgar aaya 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 रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरे भाई ओ रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरे भाई अमृत नामृत माय प्यारी अमृत नामृत माय प्यारी अमृत नामृत माय प्यारी अमृत नामृत माय प्यारी नानक गुर पूरे सरनाई नानक गुर पूरे सरनाई ओ नानक गुर पूरे सरनाई नानक गुर पूरे सरनाई जिन अपने नाम की भेज रखाई अपने नाम की भेज रखाई जिन अपनी नाम की भेज रखाई जिन अपने नाम की भेज रखाई What to do, what to do. रोक गया प्रभ आप गवाया, 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 सहज कर आया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, रोक गया प्रभ आप गवाया, आप गवाया, रोक गया प्रभ आप गवाया, आप गवाया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया। ओ रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई, रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरे भाई, ओ रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई, रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरे भाई, अमृत नाम माही, अमृत नाम माही, अमृत नाम माही, अमृत नाम माही, नानक गुर पूरे शरणाई, नानक गुर पूरे शरणाई, नानक गुर पूरे शरणाई, नानक गुर पूरे शरणाई, अपने नाम की पेज खाई, 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 रोक गया प्रभ आप गवाया, 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 नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, 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 रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई, रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई, रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरा भाई, रज रज भोजन खाओ मेरे भाई, अमृत नाम माही, अमृत नाम माही, अमृत नाम माही, नानक गुर पूरे शरणाई, नानक गुर पूरे शरणाई, नानक गुर पूरे शरणाई, नानक गुर पूरे शरणाई, अपने नाम की पेज खाई, 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 रोक गया प्रभ आप गवाया, 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 नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया, नींद पे सुख सहज कर आया। सांस ग्रास की आया मेरा हर हर, मेरा हर हर, सांस ग्रास मेरा मेरा हर हर, मेरा हर हर, सांस ग्रास की आएगा मेरा हर हर मेरा हर हर
सांस मेरा सत्य आया मेरा हर हर मेरा हर हर
फिर सांस ग्रासी आएगा मेरा हर हर मेरा हर हर
सांस मेरा सत्य आया मेरा हर हर मेरा हर हर
वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु
वाहिगुरु
वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु
वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु
वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु
वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु
वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु हलत पलत सुख पाए सास ग्रास जपियो जप रसना नित नित गुण गाए जाके सिमरन जपते छूटे हलत पलत सुख पाए सास ग्रास जपियो जप रसना नित नित गुण गाए We all know about our family in Prego. We have brother, sister, mother, father. But we have forgotten about our spiritual family. Who is in our spiritual family? Dharamraj, Chitrarupa, Atam. We have these Panchbhut and Kal. There is a yudh, a war for our mind. These 5 doots, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, they make us struggle and have taken us away from our Father. Dharamraj has 2 other duties. He is also called Dharamraj. He is also called Yamraj. As Dharamraj, he advocates on behalf of your life when you come in front of God and he asks for your account. Your account is called Lekha. It's where you spend your precious life capital. All of us have gone through 8.4 million lives to get this human birth. The most precious thing we have is this breath. If we don't invest it correctly, all our hard work will have gone away. That's why Gurbani tells us, don't waste this human life. For all your accounts, in the end, will have to be given to who? By you himself. Every night when you go to sleep, Dharamraj becomes Dharamraj. Over there, he counts with the help of Chitra and Mupat, the angels of consciousness and subconsciousness. They give an account over there. Where did you spend your breath? If in one breath you took 100 thoughts, all are written there. Whether it's Rajagun, Satgun, Tamagun, Satamaya, whether it's in Rajohat, Satohat, or Tamohat, all will be accounted for. When you save your breath in such as Kajana, in the treasure chest of truth, when the mind is thoughtless and put into the sun, and your account is full, you know what you get? Nam Tam. This is the wealth of Nam. The only thing that will go with you when you die. How precious this wealth is. How many swaths it took over so many Jews. Don't waste this life. Rajkun Satkun Tamugun Keye Iteri Sabamaya Iteri Sabamaya. Now when death comes for you in the form of Jamraj, when Dharmaraj becomes Jamraj, at that time he carries a stick. Your Sukam body is attached at the gun, at the Muladhara. When that is opened, Kam, Krodh, Ahankar, they are no longer part of the five bhoots. They are called Jambhoots. And these three come for you. Moh, attachment, is called a noose. And it remains that way around your neck. Low are the shackles that keep you stuck. When each one of the elements falls down upon one another, it creates the bigam. At that time, you have to cross an ocean of fire. You have to cross the Bhavsagar. While all others are drowning, you ask, Yamraj, isn't there a boat for me? Isn't there some other way to go where I won't drown? And he says, Satguru ki hota hai. Satguru ki hota hai. But you didn't take the sharan of the Satguru. You refused to take that boat. And instead, you have chosen to drown. It's what you have made with your squats. You have to make a determination what you want to do with your squats. If you want to beat death, see what Gurbani says. Chake simran jamte chute. Chake simran jamte chute. Chake simran jamte chute. Chake simran jamte chute. People say you can't cheat death. Is that Gurmat or Manmat? It's Manmat. You can cheat it. It says it right here. Chake simran jamte chute. Chake simran jamte chute. Halat palat supai. Halat palat supai. How do we do Simran? So easy. Look what it says in Gurbani. It's in the next line. Sas gras japo japarasana. Sas gras japo japarasana. Nit nit good guy. Sas gras japo japarasana. Sas gras japo japarasana. Does anyone here know how to do sas gras? Sounds like it's pretty important to do. Right? If you don't know sastras, are you supposed to go ahead and cheat death? Can anyone show me how to do it? Can you show us? Come on. What guru? 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 आपके सिमरन जमते छूटे, आपके सिमरन जमते छूटे,
आपके सिमरन जमते छूटे,
पलक सुपाई,
पलक सुख पाइए,
पलक सुपाई,
पलक सुख पाइए,
सास ग्रास चपियो जब रसना,
सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना,
सास ग्रास जपो जब रसना,
सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना,
सास ग्रास जपो जब रसना,
सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना,
सास ग्रास जपो जब रसना,
सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना,
गुण गाइए,
गुण गाइए,
और नित्य गुण गाइए,
नित नित गुण गाइए,
जाके सिमरन जमते छूटे,
जाके सिमरन जमते छूटे,
जाके सिमरन जमते छूटे,
जाके सिमरन जमते छूटे,
पलक सुख पाए,
पलक सुख पाइए,
पलक सुख पाए,
पलक सुख पाइए,
सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना,
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 जपो जप रसना,
सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना,
सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना,
गुण गाइए,
नित नित गुण गाइए,
और नित्य गुण गाइए,
नित नित गुण गाइए,
नित्य गुण गाइए,
नित नित गुण गाइए,
सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना,
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 गुण गाइए,
नित नित गुण गाइए,
और नित्य गुण गाइए,
नित नित गुण गाइए,
और नित्य गुण गाइए,
नित
जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, पलक पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए। जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, सिमरन जमते छूटे, जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, सिमरन जमते छूटे, पलक पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए, ओ पलक पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए। सास ग्रास पियो रसना, सास ग्रास पियो रसना, सास ग्रास पियो रसना, सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना। गुण गाइए, नित नित गुण गाइए, नित नित गुण गाइए, नित नित गुण गाइए। सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना, सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना, सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना, सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना। नित नित गुण गाइए, नित नित गुण गाइए, ओ नित नित गुण गाइए, नित नित गुण गाइए। जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, सिमरन जमते छूटे, जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए, ओ पलक पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए। जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, 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 पलक पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए, ओ पलक पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए। सास ग्रास जपियो जप रसना, सास ग्रास जपियो जप रसना, सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना, सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना। गुण गाइए, गुण गाइए, गुण गाइए, नित नित गुण गाइए। सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना, 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 सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना। जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, 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 जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे। सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना, 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 सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना। गुण गाइए, और नित गुण गाइए, गुण गाइए। जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, जप के सिमरन जमते छूटे, पलक पलक सुख पाइए, पलक पलक सुख पाइए। जाके सिमरन जपते झूठे
जाके सिमरन जपते झूठे
अलग पलक सुख पाइए
अलग पलक सुख पाइए
If you don't beat your mind, Yamraj will beat it for you. If you think we beat this drum loudly, wait till your mind gets beat. You have a choice. Yamraj will do it for you, or you can do it yourself. Your choice. जाके सिमरन जपते झूठे
जाके सिमरन जपते झूठे
जाके सिमरन जपते झूठे अलग पलक सुख पाइए
अलग पलक सुख पाइए
अलग पलक सुख पाइए सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना गुण गाइए ओ नित नित गुण गाइए सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना ओ सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना सास ग्रास जपो जप रसना जाके सिमरन जपते झूठे ओ जाके सिमरन जपते झूठे ओ जाके सिमरन जपते झूठे ओ जाके सिमरन जपते झूठे वाह गुरु 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 वाह गुर
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ
got a satsang too. If you want to beat death, what do you have to do? Very clear on everybody. What does it say? Sasras. He said, what are you guys doing? How come I have to do so much sasras? Isn't that always the question? Oh, you guys are always saying sasras, sasras, sasras all the time, right? You got the answer? Right? Sasras lays the foundation for everything. Then you do sasas, then you do Romo. We covered all the Juthiya over there, even how to get to Baravani. There's so many of the camps. The one thing I'm shocked at is nobody does sasras still. Right? Because why? Because what is it? Are we now? When the jams come over there and the judgment is given, the mind is tortured. Why does Waheguru torture the mind? The mind is the child of God. Why does Waheguru torture the mind before it's sent to the next Jew? Because the mind needs to let go of the ego. Because you didn't do it, Waheguru has to torture the mind. So there's a reason why the mind can escape the Jews. If you're a real bad manmuk, you have too much hankar, you have too much ome, right? Waheguru has to torture the mind, so that what happens is that the ego is released. Now, who's Waheguru doing this to? Himself. Waheguru's jumping, Waheguru's doing, everything, right? So you have to understand how the game is being played. If you don't understand the game, you don't understand where we came from, why this game is about, right? Then it becomes very difficult. So we're going to watch the whole video one time, all the way through. I want you to watch it, knowing all these things. Then what Altarson is going to do is going to give all the quotes to Virvani, and I'm going to explain it for them, right? So the whole video. I think it's easier if they just watch it all the way. Yeah. Okay. How long is it? Like 10 minutes?
6 minutes.
Okay, so it's 6 minutes. This is going to be the best 6 minutes of your life. Okay? So what happens is, because this is, like I said, there's a real big one, real big. And he was like, oh man, all this Simran stuff you guys do, it's not even worthy of doing. Right? And they go, you criticize the Gurmukh, right? Really criticize him. Okay? That night, then one look, he took a nap on the couch. When he woke up, he looked at the Gurmukh. He said, what did you do to me? He said, I didn't do anything. He goes, all I saw were people being tortured. He goes, no matter what I tried to do to save them, I couldn't go ahead and save them. He goes, I saw people being burned in fire. I saw people being chopped up. I saw people being racked. Right? He goes, all around them were these guys, these little guys. They were just doing all the torturing. So Gurmukh tells him, he goes, this is what your destiny is if you don't change your life. You have to face this. You guys want reality? Who doesn't want to see it? Okay, good. Everybody wants to see it, right? I'm not here to scare anyone. Okay? But this is your life. You should know what happens according to Gurbani. This is all true according to Gurbani. If anybody wants it, you guys watch the video, you don't need to record it, we'll give you a copy of it, we'll throw it up on the website. So people can have it, and then we'll put all the quotes in there, right? So like I said, it's about 90% accurate, but that you have to give the artistic license to the guy who's making it, but Gurmat tells you the truth of it, okay? So let's watch together. Wagner ji can call it Wagner ji.
Turn this mic on. Can you hear it?
This side is bad, right? Okay, Gurmat Pyarios, everyone turn 45 degrees that way.
Turn that mic up.
We'll put the contrast up.
Can you turn this mic up? Tap that mic. Tap it. Well, it's missing. Tap the mic. It's right here. Just tap it. I want to know. You're tapping it. Tapping it. Yeah. There you go.
Can everyone see it okay or no? You look on that screen, can you see it?
That's good. It's better. Just
Everyone just look that way, okay? You're gonna ignore the words, because the words aren't relevant, just the song they have over there, doesn't even make sense, but ignore the words, just focus on the pictures.
forget it.
Vault down.
The resolution isn't that great on this video, but let's just go through some of the quotes in Gurbani. So what did we see him go through? We saw him go through the mental agony of crossing Bhavsagar, right? What happens is the sukham leaves the physical body when you die. Kam, Krodh, Hankar become Janduts at that time. You have to cross Bhavsagar. You have to cross all the thoughts. If you don't know how to cross all the thoughts, all the elements, otherwise there's some feedback. Okay, ठीक. Is this better?
Yeah. Do you think put the mic back on again? Let me take it off.
So over there,
Lower down.
away.
It's lower.
Thanks, Rick. Away. So what do we see over there? First thing is, this guy, he led a life filled with pop, filled with sin. Where does the pop sit? Pop sits on your what? Man. Leka's on the man. Everything is on the man. So, when his sukham left his body, when the pran was done, when the pran was finished, what happened? He had to make the journey back. When he makes the journey back, he showed everything. So, no, I'm not a sinner, I'm not a sinner. People won't admit to what they are. Very easy to tell you what you are. But if you don't recognize it yourself, what good is it? Okay? Now, when you go ahead and cross each element, each thought, there is a difficulty. Sukhmani Sahib goes through all of it. How many people read Sukhmani Sahib almost every day or once a week or something? Right? You go through all the thoughts it talks about in Sukhmani Sahib. First you have to go through Agan, then you have to go through Tarti, then you have to go through Akash, right? They're so far. When you get to Akash thought, how do you even cross over? Your mind, if you don't make the journey while you're alive, how are you going to make it when you're dead? There's a saying in Gurbani. It says everybody talks about heaven. But when you die, you'll get to heaven. Because if you haven't been there when you're alive, how do you expect to get there when you're dead? If you don't get to heaven when you're dead or alive, how are you going to get there when you're dead? It's impossible. Okay? So very, very important we understand the process of death because we have to learn how to kill the mind.
ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੂਵੀ ਦੇਖੀ ਹੈ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਚ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪਲੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕੇਵਲ ਲਿਖੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕੋਈ ਖੇਲ ਸੂਖਮ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਸਭ ਸੂਖਮ ਖੇਲ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਬੈੱਡ ਤੇ ਲੇਟਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਉਹ ਆਖਰੀ ਸਵਾਸ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੇ, ਆਖਰੀ ਸਵਾਸਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਰਾਬਾਂ ਪੀਂਦਾ ਸੀ, ਜੂਆ ਖੇਡਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਆਪਣੀ ਵਾਈਫ ਨਾਲ ਚੀਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਯਾਦ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ। ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅੰਤਕਾਲ ਜੋ ਲక్ష్ਮੀ ਸਿਮਰਿਆ, ਅੰਤਕਾਲ ਜੋ ਮੰਦਰ ਸਿਮਰਿਆ, ਅੰਤਕਾਲ ਜੋ ਲੰਗਰੇ ਸਿਮਰਿਆ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਆਖਰੀ ਸਵਾਸ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਹੋਣਗੇ, ਉਹ ਜੋ ਲੈਦਾ ਜਾਏ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਇੰਦੀ ਦਿਨ ਨੂੰ ਜਮ ਆ ਕੇ ਸਵਾਸ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਮੈਂ ਅਮਲ ਸਿਰਾਨੋ ਲੇਖਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਆਏ ਦੂਤ ਕਠਨ ਜਮ ਲੈਣਾ, ਕਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਕਟਿਆ ਕਿਆ ਗਵਾਇਆ ਤਲ ਸਿਤਾਬ ਦੀਵਾਨ ਬੁਲਾਇਆ। ਹੁਣ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਲੈਣ ਆ ਗਏ ਹੋ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਵਾਸ ਦਾ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਤੇ ਗੰਢ ਸਾਡੀ ਵੀ ਖੁੱਲ ਜਾਣੀ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਖੁੱਲੀ ਗੰਢ ਉੱਠੋ, ਲਿਖਿਆ ਆਇਆ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਗੰਢ ਖੋਲਣੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹੁਕਮ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਨਮੁਖ ਹੈ ਮਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਮ ਕਾ ਡੰਡ ਪਰੇ ਸਿਰ ਉੱਪਰ ਤਬ ਸੋਬਤ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੀ, ਜਮ ਆ ਕੇ ਡੰਡਾ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਜਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਇਹਦਾ ਸੂਖਮ ਵੀ ਗੰਢ ਖੋਲ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਾਗਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ। ਜਾਗਣਾ ਕਿਵੇਂ? ਸਿਮਰ 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 ਗੁਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਸੋਇਆ ਮਨ ਜਗਾਈ। ਤੇ ਜੇ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਜਮ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਗੇ, ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਧੂਕੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਪਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਥ ਲੜੇ ਤੇ ਨਾਠੀਆਂ ਭੀੜ ਕਣੀ ਦਰਿਆਓ, ਉੱਥੇ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਆ ਕੇ ਬਿਮਲ ਨਦੀ ਅਗਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਝੇਲਾ, ਤਿੱਥੇ ਅਵਰ ਨ ਕੋਈ ਜੀਓ ਅਕੇਲਾ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪੜ ਪੜ ਆਗਨ ਸਾਗਰ ਦੇ, ਪੜ ਪੜ ਅਗਨ ਸਾਗਰ ਦੇ ਲਹਿਰੀ ਪੜਤਾ ਜੇ ਮਨ ਮੁਕਤਾਈ ਹੈ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਾਤ ਕੋ ਕਿ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਿਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਰਾ ਹਰਾ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਅਗਨ ਦਾ ਸਾਗਰ ਜਿਹ ਚ ਸੁੱਟਿਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਮਨਮੁਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਜਾਏਗਾ। अपने तत्त ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਇਆ, ਖਿਲਰੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਚੱਕਰ ਟਿਕਣੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ, ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਅਗਨ ਸਾਗਰ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਾਹਿਰ ਲੰਘਣਾ ਅਗਨ ਪਾਣੀ ਅਸਗਾ ਕੰਦੀ ਤਿਸਨਾ ਅਵਈ ਕਾਇ ਹੋਏਗਾ। ਹੁਣ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਕੰਧ ਦਿਸਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਆਰਾ ਪਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਸਦਾ, ਜਿਹਦਾ ਦਰਿਆ ਦਾ ਕੰਢਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕੰਢਾ, ਉੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਢਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਇੰਨਾ ਸਾਗਰ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਬੇੜਾ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਲਿਜਾਣ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮਨਮੁਖਾਂ ਲਈ ਕੋਈ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ। ਗੁਰਮੁਖਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਹੈ ਬੋਹਿਤ, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਗਰ ਹੈ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਦੇ ਬੋਹਿਤ ਨਾਲ ਗੁਰਮੁਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ, ਪਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਦੇ ਬੋਹਿਤ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮਨਮੁਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਹੋਏਗਾ। ਹੁਣ ਉੱਤੇ ਦੁਹਾਈ ਵੀ ਪਾਲੀ ਹੈ ਰੱਬ ਦੀ, ਤਾਂ ਮਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਸਿਰ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਟੇ ਗੁਸਾਈ। ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ ਜਮ ਕੁੱਟ ਰਹੇ ਹਟਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਹੁਕਮ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮਨ ਨੂੰ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਦੇਣੀ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਜਗ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਅਗਲਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਡਿੱਠਾ, ਨਹੀਂ, ਆਪਾਂ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਤੋਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ, ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ 'ਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਾਰਾ। ਕਈਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜੇ ਡੈਥ ਬਾਅਦ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕੀ ਪਰਵਾਹ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, ਜੀਵਨ ਜਿਓ। ਇਹ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਮਨ ਦਾ ਖੇਲ, ਤਨ ਦਾ ਖੇਲ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ, ਮਨ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਕੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਹੋ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਭਇਓ ਜਬ ਲੇਖੋ ਜੋਈ ਜੋਈ ਕੀਨੋ ਸੋਈ ਸੋਈ ਦੇਖਿਓ। ਉਹ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ, ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਉਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਆਇਆ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਮੁਕਟ ਪਾਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਉਹਦਾ ਧਰਮਰਾਜ। ਸੋ ਧਰਮਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਆਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਪਿਕਚਰ ਦਿਖਾਈ ਗਈ ਸਾਰੀ, ਮੈंने चित्रगुप्त सब लिखते लिखा। सो जोई जोई कीनो सोई सो, ਉਹ ਪਿਕਚਰ ਚਲਾਤੀ ਆ, ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਤੂੰ ਕੀਤਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਧਰਮ ਅੱਗੇ ਭੇਜ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ। ਉਹਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਬਿਮਲ ਨਦੀ ਅਗਨ ਵਿਕ ਚੇਲਾ, ਆਪ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਬਿਗਮ ਨਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਗਨ ਤੇ ਬਿਖ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੁੱਟਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਆਪਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪੜ ਪੜ ਅਗਨ ਸਾਗਰ ਦੇ ਲਹਿਰੀ ਪੜਦੇ ਜੇ ਮਨ ਮੁਖਤਾਈ ਹੈ, ਰੋਸਟਡ ਦੇਅਰ, ਤੇ ਭੁੰਨੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ। ਸੋ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਮਝ, ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਗੁਰਮੁਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਇਹ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਨਜ਼ਾਰਾ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਗਏ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਗਏ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮਨਮੁਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਹਾਲਤ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ। ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਗੁਰਮੁਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੋਗੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਰਸਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੀ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਬਣ ਜਾਈਏ, ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਰਸਤੇ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਲੰਘਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਉਹ ਰਸਤਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹ ਰਸਤਾ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ, ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਚੇਤਾਵਨੀ ਦੇ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਇਸ ਰਸਤੇ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਮਨਮੁਖਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਕੰਮ ਹੋਣਗੇ। ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਆਇਆ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਕਾ ਹੁਣ ਜਾਲਿਆ ਮਿੱਤਰਾ ਉੱਠ ਚੱਲੇ ਕਮਾਣਾ ਸਾਥ। ਇੱਕ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਦੇਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਚੱਲ ਦਰਹਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਤਿਲ ਵਿਲਮ ਨਾ ਦੇਵ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਮਿੱਤਰਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤਕੜੇ ਪਾਏ ਹੱਥ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੰਮ ਬਹੁਤ ਤਕੜੇ। ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਕਤ ਹਰ ਰਸ ਸਾਧ ਨਾ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਤੇ ਅੰਤਰ ਹਉਮੈ ਕੰਡਾ ਹੈ, ਇੱਥੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ, ਜਿਉਂ ਜਿਉਂ ਚੱਲੇ ਚੁੱਭੇ ਦੁੱਖ ਪਾਇਓ, ਥੱਲੇ ਉੱਠਦਾ ਜਾਏਗਾ। ਮਰ ਕੇ ਜੰਕਾਰ ਸਹੀ ਡੰਡਾ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਉਠਾਉਂਦੇ, ਚੱਲ ਹੁਣ ਤੇ ਤਾਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲਿਵ ਧਾਤ ਦੋਏ ਰਾਹ ਹੈ। ਲਿਵ ਦੇ ਰਸਤੇ ਜਾਏਗਾ, ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਗੜਬੜ ਗਲਵਗੜੀ ਚ ਲਾ ਲਏਗਾ, ਤੂੰ ਇਹ ਸਮਾ ਜਾਏਗਾ। ਧਾਤ ਦੇ ਰਸਤੇ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਤੇ ਆਹ ਹਾਲ ਹੋਏਗਾ। ਤੇ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਹਾਲੇ ਵੀ, ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੁਰਮੁਖੋਂ ਪੁੱਛ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
So everyone knows what's going to happen to them, right? If they live as one monk. Any questions? Okay. If we want to cheat death, what do we have to do? Yeah, go ahead.
In the process of being God,
if you go, here's the thing. In Gurbani it says, if you do Simran, you're going to be Mukath. Right? Once you hear Naam, you're Mukath from Lakshtarasi. Right? If you're doing Simran, you'll get Manas Janam again. You'll get human birth again. Right? So what happens is, if you go ahead and you're doing Simran, Bhakti, but you never get to Naam, okay? Then what happens is, you will still go ahead and get human birth. If you came into Sangat of Sadhu, someone who met Vaiguru, right? You will still go ahead and get liberation. It says in Gurbani. The other thing over there is, Sadhu can give dana, right? He can give a certain amount of namtan to make sure that you get liberated, even after death. It says in Gurbani. The other thing is, once you hear Seshtun, you are Mukat from Lakshtarasi, you are in the Devlok. Now the question is, there's a whole series online that we did called Who's a Gurmukh, right? And you go through all the Gurmukhs named in Gurbani, and over there it explains like how far different Gurmukhs got. So like Narad Muni only got to Nad, right? They had different, like Sanak, they had all of the Brahmacharyas over there, right? They all Brahma's sons. They were all, they only got up to Nad. But Bhagat Jayadev, he explains how he got past that. When all his homie was gone, he saw the Jove, right? Even a Raja Janak, he only got through Devlo, Gurbani says. Okay? So what happens is you can go through everything in the Gurbani and it lays out where you end up. So you started on this path, you're starting to do the Simran, look what it says, Jake Simran, Jamte Chute. You save those breaths, God knows that. At your last breath, you know what the Tur sounds like, you know there's going to be a loud sound, you get ready for it, right? It's a lot easier to do it once you die because you have no body to go back to. A lot of people, they hear Anhad and they wake up. The reason why they wake up is because they don't know if it's from outside or inside. So what happens when you hear the Thur, and you go ahead and you have no Gyanandris, Karmandris physical anymore, it's a lot easier to surmount that. Okay? What other questions? That's a good question. Pardon? What did she say?
Is there a video for Gurmukh after death?
It's just Prakash. This is the video. Right? This is the video. You want to watch this video? This is what it is. You do Simran, right? You somehow into such. You go ahead. It's just all clear Prakash. I don't know how you show a video of clear Prakash. There's na root, na rang, na dek, right? How do you show a video of that? What else? Okay. Gurmukh video includes cha now. We are in cha break. Okay. So we'll meet you guys at the end of the hour. We'll give you extra 5 minutes. Okay. Speak little, eat little, everything. Just stretch out your legs and then we'll do Simran. Okay? Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa.
ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਇੱਕ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਸੁਣ ਲਈਏ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਕੱਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਮੰਡੇ ਉਹ 6 ਤੋਂ 8 ਨਾ ਤੇ ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਸਰੀ ਕੱਲ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਿੰਘ ਟੈਂਪਲ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ 6 ਤੋਂ 7 ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੱਲ ਦਾ ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਿੰਘ ਟੈਂਪਲ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਸ਼ਾਮੀ 6 ਵਜੇ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 7 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਦਿਨੇ तो आप सारे ने कोशिश करनी है गुरु नानक सिंह टेंपल पहुंचने की